he selling sweet potato.
That's incredible.
So all this area, it was totally covered by sand 5 years ago. And these walls in front of us considered to be the oldest stone structure in the history. This real tomb have treasures inside have been discovered. And they use the word myth.
The oldest religious text in the world. Good morning, everyone, and a beautiful morning. It is a little bit chilly in Egypt. We are outside of Cairo now, and we are headed to Sakara. And today is such a special day for us because you guys all know, normally Keenan and I are just bumbling around. We're not doing too much in regards to, when we go to somewhere, we don't ever have a guide. But today we are having an actual guide. This is great for us, so we actually can learn about where we are and how ancient Egyptian culture currently impacts Egyptian culture.
This he's selling sweet potato.
Yeah.
Yeah, we see that a lot.
Yes. You like to try?
Do you want to try some?
I'm alright.
Looks amazing. Shukran.
Marhaba. Kifek?
Yeah, it's perfect. It's amazing.
Shukran.
It's so nice. Shukran.
So these, you can really taste the smoked flavor of these.
It's amazing. Yeah. So we have our friend and guide, Mina.
Hi, how are you?
Mina, there he is. And Mina, your company is MS Tour Guides, is that right?
Yes, MS Egypt Tour Guide.
Yes, MS Egypt.
She's Mina Samir, Egypt Tour Guide.
Okay.
So
there.
we'll put a link for that.
Yeah, we'll have our link. And so we're gonna have a full day with Mina. And you know, guys, the reason why I found Mina, oh wow, let's check this out.
So what are they growing here?
We have a lot of things grow in Egypt. We have cornflowers, we have cabbage, we have rice, we have sugar canes, we have dates. These are most important, especially if you look here. It looks like forest of dates, palm trees.
Oh, is that what they are? They're dates?
You see the palm trees? All these bring the dates. And in Egypt, we have different kind of dates. We have red dates, we have orange, we have yellow, we have brown, we have black. More dark, it's more sweet.
Okay.
And if you look there at the top of the palm trees, there is no dates at all now. Why? Because the season of dates in September.
It's in September.
Yes. So starting from like July and June, you'll find the fruits start to be up there.
Okay.
And it's very good in September.
So actually, interesting way that we met Mina. I was in America. I was waiting for Keenan to be skiing, and I was waiting in the lobby, and I was speaking to somebody. I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to Egypt." And they're like, oh my gosh, my friend just went there and she met the best tour guide ever. And look at the pictures that he does on Instagram and they're beautiful. And so I was like, I have to meet this guy. I have to meet him. And so here we are with him. So that's the fun story. And he was just telling us about Sakara. So Sakara is known for their handmade carpets. Actually, the children are taught at what age, Mina?
They start from they are 8 years old.
From 8 years old, they're hand making these very, very, very expensive carpets. He was telling us that it takes about a month or maybe more, right? 1 month to 3 months. 3 months to make these carpets.
Here, totally green to the right side. To the left, totally desert.
How does that happen?
Why? Yes, this is so important to know about the shape of Egypt or the map of Egypt.
Okay.
You find in the middle, around the Nile, totally green.
Okay.
Then two big deserts. Why deserts? Because the land starts to go high, as you see here.
Okay.
Once the land starts to go high, so the water of the Nile don't reach to the high levels. So it was always desert in the old time. That's why the ancient Egyptians live here in the Nile Valley, but when they bury their dead person, they go to the desert here to keep it away from the Nile flood so it stays safe.
I've got a question already. That to me looks like water erosion.
Yes, before, yes, for sure.
So it's high.
These high level, yeah, you see down here. So any rains or anything, they come from here.
But these rocks right here.
Yeah.
You see the curves
Yes.
on the rocks. Is that not water? Water levels?
It's coming from the water, because also the western desert, it was totally ocean before.
I see.
Before the weather dry and they change, all the desert was ocean. That's
So
why.
this was an ocean.
Yeah, that's why in the south, in the west more deep, you'll find something called the Valley of the Whales.
I see.
It's a skeleton of whales in the deep desert.
No way. So
Yeah.
that's how they know there was an ocean there.
Yeah, we have a lot of evidence it was ocean, even seashell and everything. I like also to show you this tomb. This real tomb have treasures inside, has been discovered. I like to show you now the location, and if you back to Netflix, you will find a movie called Sakara Tombs.
Yes.
Talking about the thousands of tombs have been discovered in this location.
Wow.
It's just 5-6 years ago.
Wow, look at that as well. It's beautiful.
Can you guys see the Nile?
I mean, that's something that always, for me, wow.
Now you are going to see the people, real workers working in the excavating. Sakara, as I told you, still under excavation.
Yeah.
So for example, can you see on the left here? It's just sand. But the people are working up there. Can you see it?
Oh my gosh, they're excavating.
Why they are working? Because they are going to remove all this sand. It will be similar to the right now.
Oh, wow.
They are going to discover huge amount of tombs like here. You see the tent of the archaeologist?
That's incredible.
So all this area, it was totally covered by sand 5 years ago. And nowadays they working on the left side to removing all the sand
So
as
this
well.
could be the same.
Few years ago, a few years later, when you come to here, you'll find it's totally covered.
Wow.
Discovered.
And the road could be on tombs.
Sure.
I was going to wrap this across my face.
That's the Egyptian way, isn't it?
No, this is Arabic. Like the Arabic, they use these.
Oh,
The
okay.
Arabs.
The Egyptians don't use
The
this.
Egyptian, we tied it. We tied the straps.
okay.
Okay,
right.
perfect. Thank
All
you.
good.
So we are visiting Al Haram Mudarak, which in English is the Step Pyramid of Djoser, which was originally known as the Step Pyramid of Djoser, but they had changed the name into Latin so it's easier for people to say.
And is this, what is this? Is this a temple or what is this?
You're right.
A temple.
This is the door.
Come first to see the plan here.
Okay.
So you can see how it looks like in the old time. The Step Pyramid and these walls in front of us considered to be the oldest stone structure in the history, still standing till now in this size.
Wow.
The Step Pyramid we're talking about 4,700 years ago. 27th century before Christ.
Wow. The stones are smaller than the other pyramids.
This is very important
Yeah.
to know, and it's very nice that you found that, because here you find the small pyramids or the older pyramids have small stones. When we go to the shore, you'll find the stones start to be bigger.
Okay.
Till you reach to Giza, you'll find the biggest. So the stones, they start from small ones,
Yeah.
and they start to get bigger by the time.
They realize in order to achieve eternal life, you need a big stone. So it'll
And,
last forever.
and also one of the interesting things we are going to see now, you are going to see the first columns ever in Egypt.
Okay.
Even in this time, they did not trust them to make the columns stand free.
Okay.
They made the columns engage to the walls, which
Okay.
we are going to see now.
Wow.
This is so important because when you see here the early versions, then you go to Luxor
Okay.
to see how big are the columns in Karnak temple. You can see how they start from very small thing till they reach the huge stuff.
I see. Yeah.
Because the difference between here and Karnak, we're talking about around 12 centuries, like
Okay.
1,200 years.
So they start small and then
Yes.
they perfect it and then they get big.
Yes.
Yeah. That's smart. Makes sense.
Ready to go inside?
Yes,
While
yes,
we're going inside, I like you to touch the stones.
And has it been preserved at all?
You see?
It's smooth.
You see in between nothing, no cement. Look.
Wow, Wait,
And
is this
this-
cement?
No, this now.
Okay.
Nowadays it's filled by gaps. You'll
Okay.
find this, it's more the dust.
Oh, the
Look
dust.
inside, you can find nothing.
Nothing.
Here. Also, this is not the real color.
Okay.
The real color was white here.
Okay.
This is the real color. But it got darker with the time. That's why any broken part, you can see how white it used to be.
Wow. Is it naturally this smooth, or people just touched
Because the touching of
It's worn.
it's supposed to be like that, more like
It's like
I see.
sanded. It's been sanded.
by hands?
No, by sand.
And by hands.
Yeah.
they polish by sand. Okay. but it's become very bright like that because you know the oils always in our skin, and we keep it touching.
I see.
After a while, come look here.
Oh, it's smooth. Yeah,
You
so
see,
smooth.
it's supposed to be like that. Still
Or this
smooth,
one.
still smooth, yeah, but it's different. You know,
This
like
is super different, yeah. Wow.
More steps on the first one
Ah, okay.
to enlarge it, to make it steps, to be
Okay.
like a step to reach the heaven in the common life. The kings who came later, they try to make it flat like the sun rays.
I see.
But they try a lot of times, not one time. The Step Pyramid was the first try. Then they start to go to a place called Maydoum
Okay.
Pyramid, which totally collapsed when they tried to make it flat from outside. Then the Bent Pyramid, which was 2 inclination angle, because after they succeed in making the flat one, but they reach 50-meter high, they notice it can going to be collapsed like the one before.
Right.
That's why they reduce the angle of inclination from 54 to, I think, 43.
Wow.
So this is the 2 inclination angle. The same king try again, and he made so wide one, so small inclination angle, 43. So he make it so wide base, and he reached 100-meter high. His son came after that. Don't use much bigger base. The base was, I think, like 2-3 meters longer only.
Yeah.
And after that, he started to make so big pyramid, which is a great
Wow.
pyramid. I think 10-meter difference in the base between the red pyramid and the great pyramid.
Well, guys, having fun at the Step Pyramids. We're getting Mina to walk like an Egyptian. He's having us, so we're doing it with him. But yeah, we're having such a fun time, and it's incredible. It is incredible. So this is the closest I think we've been.
With this top, before we go inside, I just like to show you how many pyramids you can see just from here.
Okay.
Okay.
This Osaka pyramid dates back to the 5th dynasty. You know the Egyptian history divided into 30 dynasties.
30.
30.
Okay.
Yes, today, or in this area, the majority of the stuff we are going to see dates back to from the 3rd dynasty
Wow.
till the 6th dynasty.
Okay.
This time we name it by the old kingdom.
Okay.
It's named by us, not by the ancient Egyptian, because we divided the dynasties into sometimes the kings were so powerful, everything was stable. We name it by kingdom. And sometimes we have civil wars, we have invaders start to attack Egypt. We name these periods by the intermediate periods
I see.
between the
Okay.
kingdoms.
So where's like the first to third? Like, is there anything from the first dynasty and second
Yes,
dynasty?
but not here. If you like to see, it's on your way to Aswan in a place called Sohag.
Yes, we're going to Sohag.
Yeah, Sohag have the oldest area in Egypt, which we name it by Abydos.
Abydos.
Abydos, where you can find the tombs of the first dynasty.
Oh wow, interesting.
So
But
we'll
in
go
the
there.
first dynasty kings, you have to notice very important thing. Their tombs are not made out of stone.
Okay.
They are made out of mud brick.
Okay.
The first time we start to use the stones, it was here in Sakara.
I
Wow.
see.
That's why.
So this
starting
was
from
this
here-
was a revolutionary place.
Yes.
This was the first iteration of our current pyramid.
Yes.
We know.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
That's why the architect who built it, which named by Imhotep, becomes the most famous.
I see.
Okay.
Why? Because he's the one who starts, then everyone starts to follow the same way.
I see.
Wow.
So here Osaka, here the Step Pyramid, then the small pyramid there, it's called Onas,
Okay.
and they are working on Honi Pyramid behind Onas.
Wow.
Maybe we find that. If you look so far, you'll find huge pyramids.
You can
A
see
lot of
some back
people,
here.
they think we have only Giza pyramids are huge, but these pyramids are so
Wow.
huge.
They look massive.
We are talking about 100 till 104 meter high.
Wow.
So still so big. When we go there, you can see how big they are. These 2 pyramids built by the same king, and they date back to the 4th dynasty for king called the King Senefro. Senefro, he is the father of Cheops or Khufu,
Yeah.
the owner of the Great Pyramid.
Wow.
So when Khufu started to build his pyramid, he didn't make much effort to know how to use the big stones because his father started. He just continue what his father started.
I see.
Yeah.
So you'll find that his father started to build 2 big pyramids here. If you look to the left, you'll find the Black Pyramid and also remains of another 2 pyramids. All the area from area called Abu Rawash in the north, passing through Giza, passing through Abu Sir, passing through Sakara, then Dahshur, then more to the south like Maidum, and so on. You will find it's full by pyramids.
Oh my God.
We have a huge amount of pyramids, but all of them on the west bank of the Nile,
Why?
not on the east.
Why?
Because the ancient Egyptian, one of their religious thoughts that they have to born like the sunrise on the east and die like the sunset on the west.
Oh.
That's why the west bank, they use it to make all their tombs. You can say 90% of the ancient Egyptian tombs and pyramids found on the west.
On the west bank.
Wow.
And they've confirmed that it's because of Verizon.
Yes, of Sakara.
Okay.
The oldest part of Sakara is the Step Pyramid,
Okay.
which we are going to see later. But here, it's a little bit after the Step Pyramid with almost 300 years.
So this one is 3rd dynasty,
Third dynasty, here we 5th and 6th.
5th and 6th dynasty.
So even after Giza pyramids.
It's insane.
That's why this location you'll find a lot of writing, because the writing start to be very popular in the tombs after the Great Pyramids.
I
You
see.
can see.
Why? Because in this time, in the old times, they caring more about the exterior shape. Each king come build big pyramid. He like to make bigger than his father and so on.
So then how do we make it better? Oh, we draw on it.
Yes, and much bigger. In Giza, you are going to notice something.
Okay.
The owner of the father who owns the Great Pyramid, it's huge pyramid. The second one,
Smaller.
little bit smaller. The third one, very
Smaller.
small. Because the country start to suffer from economic crisis,
Okay.
for paying the workers
Okay.
for huge amount of years to build big pyramids. Then they start to decide to build just small pyramids.
Because it costs too much.
Yes, it costs too much and need a lot of time and need a lot of effort.
What is the difference between a king and a pharaoh? Because King Tut was not a pharaoh, right?
Pharaoh, it's a title we added now, to be honest. The ancient Egyptian didn't use it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The ancient Egyptian
Yeah,
named
I know,
their,
it isn't any longer.
like the one who rules the country by the king of Egypt, or the king of Upper and Lower Egypt. But word Pharaoh added from us.
Okay.
And we depend on that in the Bible, the Old Testament. When the story of Moses, they name the Pharaoh of Egypt.
Yes.
So after that, we start to name all the kings of Egypt like Pharaoh.
Wow.
It's like title.
This is awesome. I love these, right?
The interesting thing is that all the inscriptions here, we're talking about inscriptions, are very clear, in good condition, from 4,400 years
They're
ago.
amazing.
Oh my
They're
We are
amazing.
talking about 24th century before Christ.
It's amazing.
And you can read these, right?
Yes, I
Incredible.
will teach you some
Oh,
letters to
okay.
know how Egypt is the most documented civilization. Like it's a lot to study about, a lot to know about.
They left
And
a
this is
lot.
the interesting thing. They put all the details of their life on the walls.
Yeah. I was saying to Mackenzie recently, like, if our civilization gets wiped out, there's going to be nothing of us. It's all going to be like
Yes.
on the Apple cloud.
It's gone. It's
gone.
gone.
That's right.
Whereas like here it's all in stone, you know?
No, here it's more lasted than other clouds.
For
And we
sure.
have much space. So
And Mina was telling us Egypt is by far the civilization that has lasted the longest, 5,000 years.
yes.
Incredible.
To what we know, it could be even longer.
Maybe, yeah.
You know?
We
Really?
maybe, yeah, we name till the dates, till the 5,000 years, is the things which we find like tools and stuff from it.
Okay.
And some treasures.
Yeah.
But before these dates, we still have a lot.
Yeah.
they're still looking.
But we don't
Wow.
we don't know and we don't understand how the life exactly was going.
Oh, okay.
Mashallah.
So, this tomb have a lot of inscriptions, a lot of writing, a lot of paintings, a lot of colors even still last.
Okay.
On the way, we are going to see a lot of details.
Okay.
But very important thing I have to tell you is that everything you are watching today is original. All the kind of birds which live close to the Nile, also they are painted. But
Here's the same water buffalo that you saw outside.
here, yes, how they fight with the water buffalo. Look.
Look at this, babe.
Look how they try to control it. They hold it by ropes. His leg here up, here. Look here. How they even go down, one fall down and his leg up. Because the water buffalo is so strong, they can't. So how many one using to control? Certain type of art.
There's so much knowledge.
Egyptians are so famous about jewelry.
Okay, yeah.
And the gold.
It's beautiful.
And the silver. And the precious stones. From the old time till now. One of the very important things when you go to the museums, you find jewelry are very well detailed. You don't know how they do it. It's
crazy.
It needs laser to be done. The ancient Egyptians had very small trick that they use the dwarf men, the very short men. Because
The
their
dwarfs?
because their hands are so small, their fingers are so tiny.
Oh
they
my
can make very well detailed jewelry. Look here how they working on making a collar. Here how they melting the gold. Here the melted gold they put it in plates.
Are these all dwarfs still?
No, here's the dwarf.
Just
Who
dwarf.
makes the details?
Oh,
Look, you
they're
can
doing the
see from
details.
the legs and the
Yes,
body.
yes, you
You
can.
can see the difference.
Long torso, small legs.
Yes, here also the
Sorry,
dwarfs. Look, they making the details.
Okay.
Here, when the collar had been finished, and these similar collars you can see inside the museum.
Yes, I've seen these necklaces.
Yes, and here how they making the weighting, so all the details of even of making.
Jewelry.
Yes, and not only here the weighting, but there is one writing the information. Here, this one making the balance. This one
is-
standing, having the ink, red and blue ink, red and black ink, and using the pen and the papyrus paper to write the details. And how we know it's black and red? When you go to the Civilization Museum, you will find the ink boxes,
I see.
similar to this one exactly.
I see.
You'll find the real one inside the museum. One important thing, a lot of people think Egypt don't have lions,
They do, right?
but we have evidence on the walls for lions and for mummies for lions.
Mummies for lions.
Yes. One of them discovered in Sakara, by the way. Also, it's found in Netflix movie. You should just go back to it. Yeah.
I heard a theory that lions in ancient Egypt were not a problem. They were like kings, if you like.
Lion was symbol of power.
But they wouldn't
That's why
attack.
the Sphinx, who represents the king of Egypt, its body of a lion.
I see.
Yeah.
Because he's the king of the forest, he's the power.
Right.
That's why also the king represents himself with the strength of the lion. But we think the south of Egypt wasn't so dry like we have now. So maybe we have still some animals living in the south. Egypt is a part of Africa. If we have animals in the middle of Africa, and it was not so dry like now, so maybe this animal was in the south. The interesting thing about the Egyptians is that they know how to train the animals.
Oh,
So here they train the dogs for hunting. Look, it's look like the English, the
cow?
Doberman. Doberman?
Oh,
Dog.
yeah, Doberman.
Look
yeah,
like
yeah.
you see
Doberman.
the ears looking up, and you can see here how they go for hunting. Here they holding the gazelle from the neck. All the scene of using the dogs for hunting.
So were the lions a problem for the Egyptians?
The Egyptians know how to train the wild animals in general. That's why the lion they can keep it pet at home.
That's what I thought.
And the wolves. I will show you later how they train the wild animals.
Yeah.
One of the tombs is that story.
Keenan
Oh,
is
no
finding
way.
out that they're
They've got this-
circumcised.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And
Some balls hanging out.
it's so important to know because they started here to do it for a very long time, even before the Jews.
That's crazy.
Ah. All right, we'll learn more
Wow.
about that.
Who would have knew that circumcision was an ancient Egyptian tradition?
Before Judaism.
So all ancient Egyptians were circumcised.
Yes.
Wow. Until
Now
now.
we have this concept.
You don't have the concept
No,
now.
they do.
No, we
Until
have.
now.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
All the Egyptians, Muslim, and even religion changed from ancient Egyptian to Christianity and Islam.
Yes.
Wow.
We still having a circumcision.
Wow. So I noticed when we were in the Pyramids of Giza, I noticed before we went into the tomb that there was a room that had these lines on like
Right.
this. So we just found out that this here is called the soul door. Nowadays they call it the false door, but the ancient Egyptians believed that the soul would come back into this section, which is the door, and down, because down here is the tomb, and the body would wake up again.
Wow.
So just about here is the name of the person that is in this tomb, and here is a figure of the person, but this one's damaged. So later on we'll go to a better place and we'll see one.
And so I asked Mina, is this also a king's tomb? He's like, no, this is just a nobleman's.
So this
Can you imagine what it would be like?
Can
for-
you see how the nobleman look like?
this noble
Uh-huh.
was advisor to two kings.
Yes.
Wow, here he is.
Oh wow.
Oh my gosh.
So this is
He's
him.
waiting for you.
The noble is here. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow, and you can still see the color on the walls.
Yeah, so all of this has been preserved for this long. Can you imagine?
So the pyramid shape, it's something like to link us on the earth to the God in the common life.
I see.
That's why even the tomb takes the shape of the pyramid because of this reason.
Wow.
And because these rays on the top, we have the sun disk, which is so bright. The pyramid shapes originally have golden top,
Yeah.
which is supposed to be so bright like the sun disk. They enter the tomb and they steal the treasures. The dead person will follow them in their life.
Okay.
And from here, maybe starts the curse from the old tombs. So how he will follow us? Because he sees us. Because we think in the old beliefs of the thieves that the soul of the dead person or his spirit is still found in the statues.
Okay.
So not to make him see us, they cover their faces and they enter the tombs and damage the faces
face.
first, then they start to steal everything.
Oh, wow.
That's why usually you find the faces are the broken parts inside the statue.
So if you come into a tomb and the face is broken,
It's
you
been
know
looted.
a thief has been in there and looted.
Wow. So that's what we're learning, is that Egypt was the founder of all knowledge because they were before everyone else. So we were talking about peace treaties and what else?
Just like ways of life, like common practices,
Yeah.
how to tame the animals, like pretty much everything you need to survive.
Yeah.
Detailed jewelry, religious ways of life
Right.
that they used to shave their hair off because they were in desert and then wear wigs, so they were the inventors of the wigs.
Yeah, that actually is something really interesting that we've learned, is that they were all wearing wigs. So you can see even with this nobleman up here, he's wearing, you can see, let me zoom in a little bit. This is the wig. Because yeah, they shaved off all of their hair because of the desertous conditions.
And we found that the human hair for wigs was the most expensive. So you'd find that people like King Tut and all of the kings would have human hair. Otherwise, the most common people would have like animal hair as their wig.
Animal skins. There's other kinds as well.
Hieroglyphics, we have some symbols like that. Some symbol, it's equal one letter.
Okay.
Some symbols equal two letters. I'm going to show you later. Some symbols equal three letters. Some symbols equal actions or expression. For example, can you see this round? Can you see the X inside it?
Yes.
So this symbol, if you say it any time, that means it's the name of a city.
I see.
City or country or location in general, place. So anytime you see writing beside this symbol, it's the name of a city.
Okay.
The most famous, supposed to be Egypt. Egypt is the real, it's not the real name of Egypt. Egypt, it's Latin.
Okay.
In Arabic, we say Masr, which is Arabic, not the real name as well. The real name of Egypt, it was named by Kemet,
Kemet.
which means the black land. And I can tell
The
you,
black land.
the black.
Black land.
Why? Because the Nile Valley was totally covered by the water of the Nile during the flood. When the flood go down, he leaves instead of the water the mud, which is black mud. Very good soil for agriculture. Where is the symbol is here?
Right here.
Yes, you see it? So the three letters before, it's named by Kemet. This one it's K, the owl it's letter M, and the loaf of bread letter T. So it's Kemet.
Wow.
You see it?
Yes.
And the shape of the country.
So we were learning that the mummification of things can preserve it so much so that even today, found in King Tut's tomb, there is preserved bread, wine. It's incredible.
I know.
What else?
I mean, yeah, like the food alone, but we don't know how they do it.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's another mystery, is the mummification process, because even our technology can't preserve things for 4,000 years the way the Egyptians did.
Which is the false door, and for me it's one of the very beautiful false doors ever.
Oh wow, that is beautiful. Thieves have been in it.
You see the faces?
Yes.
The thieves.
This false door is so nice one. And if you look to the statues carved, you can see the details of the anatomy. look to the knees, look to the bone of the leg. Everything done by perfect way, like it's real man standing in front of you.
It is. So what Mina was telling us was that, okay, so Abraham from the Bible is known as the father of circumcision, but 2,000, and apparently he was in Egypt maybe like 1,000 BC. But 2,000 years before that, this tomb existed and it was inscribed in, and they showed the process of circumcision through that one inscription I just showed. So we are going into the pyramid of Pharaoh Titi, the one we kept on seeing the cartouche about. And inside this pyramid is said to be the oldest religious text in the world. Apparently Morgan Freeman came here. So, and this is where he made his series about religion. All right, we're headed down there. And I'm so excited to see the oldest religious text in the world.
Want to go first?
Sure. Okay.